Kate Moir burst through the side yard of a quiet suburban home in Perth, her bare feet slapping against the concrete as she ran. Her legs trembled so badly she nearly fell, but she forced herself upright and kept going. Porch lights glowed weakly across the neighborhood, each one promising safety, yet sitting just far enough away to feel unreachable. She didn't look back. She didn't want to see the house she had escaped, or the shadows of the couple who had dragged her into their car earlier that night. Every breath burned, yet she pushed harder, knowing the only thing keeping her alive was the distance she put between herself and them. Hours earlier, she had been walking home from a friend's place, an ordinary weeknight, nothing unusual, nothing dangerous. A car slowed beside her, headlights sweeping across the pavement. A woman leaned out from the passenger seat and spoke in a friendly tone, asking whether she needed a ride. Kate hesitated. Something felt off, but a woman offering help seemed harmless. Before she could step back, the man behind the wheel lunged out, grabbed her, and yanked her into the car. The doors locked, the engine roared, the street she knew vanished behind her. They took her to a house in the suburb of Willagee, a place that looked ordinary from the outside. Inside, nothing was ordinary. The couple moved with silent coordination. The woman gave calm instructions. The man followed them without hesitation. Their behavior made the situation worse, not better. It meant they had done this before. It meant they had a method, a structure, a routine they trusted. Kate understood immediately that she wasn't their first victim. Every room felt staged for control, doors locked from the inside. Windows had latches set high, furniture had been stripped down to the essentials. The woman monitored her with a cold precision. The man hovered close, watching for any sign of disobedience. Together, they created the sense that resistance was pointless. But Kate watched them carefully, ignoring the terror sitting in her throat. She noticed details. How the woman spoke with authority, how the man deferred, how tension flickered between them when something went out of place. They wanted her compliant, but they weren't perfectly synchronized. That mattered. When they took her into the bedroom, she noticed a small detail behind her. A window not fully locked. She didn't stare at it. She didn't let them see her notice. She kept her face blank while her mind raced. If she could get to that window, if she could move quickly enough, she might have one chance. She had no way of knowing if it would open quietly. She only knew she had to try if the opportunity ever came. Her moment arrived faster than expected. The man stepped out of the room to look for an item the woman insisted he had misplaced. The woman followed after him, irritated, their voices overlapping with sharper tones than before. It was the first time Kate heard them break from their ritual. As they argued in the hallway, Kate moved. She reached the window in 2 silent steps, lifted the frame, and felt her heart slam against her ribs when it rose without a sound. She pulled herself up, slid through the opening, and dropped into the backyard. Grass slapped against her legs. She sprinted toward the fence, climbing fast despite her shaking limbs. She dropped into the next yard, rolled, got up, and kept moving, terrified that at any second she would hear their footsteps behind her. A dog barked somewhere nearby. A porch light blinked on. She froze, certain the noise would alert the couple. When nothing happened, she ran again, reaching the nearest streetlight and heading toward the closest house with a lit room. She knocked first. No answer. She knocked again, harder, breathless, pleading under her breath for someone to hear her. Still nothing. She moved to another house and pounded on the door. A woman answered this time. Kate stumbled inside, shaking so fiercely she couldn't form words at first. The woman recognized danger without needing an explanation. She closed the door, locked it, and guided Kate away from the windows. As Kate caught her breath, she begged her not to open the blinds, not to make noise, not to let anyone inside. The woman handed her the phone, and Kate called the police with hands that wouldn't stop trembling. When officers arrived, Kate told them everything she could remember: what the couple looked like, how they spoke, the layout of the house, the details of the room she had escaped. The officers listened with a seriousness that hinted at something deeper. They had been trying to solve a chain of disappearances and murders across Western Australia. Kate was the first living person who had been inside that house. Her escape broke open a case investigators had been trying to untangle for years. The next morning, police raided the house in Willagee. Inside, they found evidence linking the couple to multiple killings, items belonging to other victims, tools used to restrain them, a pattern of violence that had gone on far longer than anyone realized. The couple had operated together, relying on their dynamic to lure young women and make them disappear. Kate had escaped only because she caught them off guard in a rare moment of disunity. In court, Kate faced them again. This time she stood protected, surrounded by people who believed her, people who had seen the evidence she helped expose. Her testimony was clear and unwavering. She described their voices, their behavior, their routines, the window she climbed through, the desperate run through the neighborhood. Her words helped prosecutors reveal the couple's history, their coordination, and the cold logic behind their crimes. The convictions that followed ensured neither of them would ever hurt anyone again. Kate's survival became one of the most extraordinary escapes in Australian criminal history. She had climbed through a window while her captors were only steps away. She had run barefoot into the dark with no guarantee that any door would open for her. She had stayed focused when terror should have overwhelmed her. Her courage didn't just save her own life. It ended a series of murders that had stolen other young women from their families. Investigators later said that without her escape, the couple might have continued for years. Kate lived because she refused to freeze, refused to give up, and refused to let her captors define her last moments. Her story became a testament to what a person can do when every second counts and every choice could mean life or death. Thank you for listening to Horrifying Survival Stories. Subscribe for more stories of those who faced the impossible and lived.